What's up, guys? I've been getting a lot of questions lately about buying a used R35 Nissan GTR, so I'm making this video to hopefully answer most of your questions. If you don't find an answer in this video, then leave a comment below and I'll get back to you, or hit me up on social media and I'll get back to you there. The Nissan GTR isn't really a bargain if you're buying brand new, because there are a lot of options out there nowadays for the price. There's nothing wrong with buying a new GTR if you can afford it, but if you really want a performance bargain, then it's going to be in the used GTR market. The R35 GTR has been sold for over a decade, and new sales have been decreasing drastically, as you can see from this chart, making supply low in the US. There have only been a total of 12,965 GTRs sold, and recent demand in the used market have caused prices to increase or hold steady. It's not just supply and demand, but a combination of things, like the R35 likely to be the last gasoline-powered GTR, the ridiculously overpriced $100,000 R34 Skyline GTRs, which are probably causing the more reasonable people to change their minds and look for an R35 instead. Then there are other causes like the pandemic, economy, low interest rates, rising stock market, easy money, or people wanting to hedge against inflation by investing into cars. Yeah, I know, it sounds strange, but it's happening. Cars are typically expensive, but if you choose the right one, you may get to enjoy it and break even or make more when it's time to sell. I've already made a detailed R35 GTR buyer's guide, so check it out if you haven't already. It might make more sense to watch that one first, so you'll know what I'm talking about in this video. I'll link to it in the card above and in the description section below. If you haven't already, hit that like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. That and sharing this video will also help get it out to potential GTR buyers and fans out there. It's May 2021, so depending on when you watch this video, it'll be on the current pricing for the R35 GTR market in the USA. So let's start off with pricing, which will give you a good reference point on where to start depending on the year you're looking to purchase, so you don't end up overpaying. Prices will vary depending on location, condition, mileage, trim, and whether the GTR is stock or modified. I'm not going to discuss rebuilt or salvaged GTRs, but you might get an idea based on the prices that I'll be giving you. The 2009 to 2011, which are known as the CBA, start around the $50,000 range used. I'd personally avoid these years if I was going to buy one, because they didn't have the correct launch control and refinements as the later ones did. There's nothing wrong if this is what you can afford, because at the end of the day, you have a Nissan GTR. The 2012 to 2016 received the first revision and are known as the DBA. They can be found used in the $60,000 plus range. These are the ones with the correct launch control that won't destroy your transmission. There are benefits to buying a 2015 and 2016 versus the 2012 to 2014, because they received revised LED headlights and LED taillights and additional minor refinements. The 2017 and newer received the second revision but are still considered a DBA. These ones can be found used in the $80,000 plus price range. They received a revised exterior and interior and focused more on the GT aspect of the GTR. If you are looking for something more prestigious in the GTR lineup, you may be able to find a used 2015 to 2019 GTR Nismo for around the $125,000 price range, with the 2020 and newer GTR Nismo in the $195,000 plus range. So for reference, the 2009 to 2011 will start off in the $50,000 range. $10,000 or more gets you into a 2012 to 2016. $20,000 more above that will get you into a 2017 plus. $45,000 or more gets you into a 2016 to 2019 GTR Nismo, and $70,000 or more gets you into a 2020 plus Nismo. Stock quarter mile performance will be similar between the 2012 and up GTRs. The 2009 to 2011 will be slower, but once you add on full bolt-ons and E85, they will all make around the same horsepower. A full bolt-on E85 Nismo will make more power because it uses the larger GT3 turbos. The engine and transmission for all years have the same horsepower limit despite receiving revisions throughout the years. So for example, a Nismo engine uses the same components as a premium GTR. There are no forged rods or pistons or anything else special. So even though it's a Nismo, it won't be able to handle more power. As far as financing or payments, it will depend on your comfort level and options. If you feel more comfortable with a large down payment to lower that monthly payment, then go that direction. If not, stick to a larger loan with the lowest interest rate you can get. The benefit of the larger loan is you can pay more monthly to reduce it or pay it off whenever you want with no penalty. You know, just in case you need that down payment you were planning to use for the GTR to invest in Bitcoin. Another strategy to think of is if you plan to sell it before you pay off the loan. So let's say you buy a 2012 GTR for $60,000 on a 7-year loan with a $0 down payment at a 4% interest rate, which will put you at a monthly payment of around $900. You own it for a year and have only paid off around $11,000 and you decide to sell it. You still owe the bank around $49,000. Well, at the rate things are going with the GTR market, you might be able to sell it at the price you paid or make a little profit. I'm basing this off of other iconic Japanese car prices rising like crazy. For example, the Supra, NSX, and R34 Skyline GTR. Whether it's nostalgia or just too many rich people getting involved, the R35 will eventually follow because those cars are becoming unattainable or unreasonable at those prices. So the next reasonable move would be the R35. This is not financial advice, so take it for entertainment purposes only because this could just be the ramblings of a madman that you're listening to. If you're really interested in knowing real numbers on how much it costs to purchase an R35 Nissan GTR, then check out my GTR purchase video where I break down every detail on how much I paid for my 2013 Nissan GTR, so you'll know what you'll be facing when it's your turn to purchase. A lot of people have asked me if I were to buy a used GTR right now, which year would I buy? And I would look into the 2012 to 2016 for around $60,000 to $70,000. Most likely I'd probably look for a 2013 if I could, but the way the inventory is right now, it's gonna be pretty difficult. I wouldn't want to buy a modified one because there may be surprising headaches later on that come with it, unless I knew ahead of time before purchasing. By modified, I'm referring to the ECU being tuned. I wouldn't care if it's just a stock exhaust with a mid pipe or, you know, drop-in air filters. That's totally fine with me. But I would try my best to find out if the ECU was tuned. I also have to deal with California emissions, so that can be a real headache if it's my turn and the car can't pass smog. The 2012 to 2016 may save me the expense of having to pay an extra $10,000 to $20,000 for a 2017 or newer GTR, which I can use that money as a down payment for modifications or invest into other things like stocks or Bitcoin. If you prefer the look of the 2017 and newer and can afford it, then that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I think $60,000 to $70,000 is a sweet spot because any more and it's just too much for a used GTR, and good examples are probably going to stay or end up in this range once they have accumulated more mileage, wear and tear, or years on them. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not financial advice, just entertainment purposes only, or ramblings from a madman. With the limited inventory of GTRs for sale, you may have to travel outside of your area to find one and drive it back or get it shipped to you. I know of one example where the GTR was from Canada, so in extreme cases, you might find one from there or maybe even Mexico. The best thing to do is have all your questions ready and be there personally to inspect and drive the GTR if you plan to purchase, because it's a lot of money and you only want to do this once as smoothly as possible. And I think that's it. So I hope this information helps potential owners out there. Remember to hit that like button and share this video to support my channel. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more GTR content, and let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below or message me on social media. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.